What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Might As Well Podcast, and we're going to be jumping into Week 9 of the NFL 2018 season for the Sunday games. We're going to start off really quickly. I'm not going to really dive into this game too much because the Dolphins were supposed to win this game and they won the game. I didn't really expect that much from the Jets. It was very, very wild, though, that, the way Sam Darnold started off to where he is now, and a lot of people are very, very, amazed about it. You guys got to understand, it's part of the rookie process. Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions, bro. You don't got to get excited about one bad loss. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the guy's been out there like Sam Bradford just being a bum for years, making $100 million. It's not, bro, the guy's a rookie. Give him a chance. Like I said, I don't like Todd Bowles as the coach of the Jets, and that's primarily one of the reasons that I don't know what it... Listen, it's certain things that you have to have as a head coach, and a lot of it comes with your demeanor and your swag, right? And some people don't really believe that matters. And then after I talk to them about it, oh, yeah. Most of the coaches that win, they have a certain type of swag. Even if they don't, if they're not reactionary, they still have a swag. Todd Bowles just sits there. He looks like that Snickers, that melted Snickers from the Dave Chappelle show. You guys know what I'm talking about? When he was the Fiend and they had the melted Snickers and it was supposed to be poop. Bro, that's what I envision. That's what I visualize when I look. I don't really want to take knocks at the guy. I'm just saying that I don't think that the Jets are going to be doing anything anytime soon. All right. Funny thing about it is, early on when they beat who did they beat? They beat the Lions. Everybody was really excited about it to come to find out that the Lions are not too good anyway. You know what I'm saying? With Coach Pencil and them boys, who we're going to get to in a second. So, they had 0 offensive TDs. The Dolphins did, but the Jets suck. So it worked out for them. The Lions and the Vikings. I want to say something about the Vikings defense. I actually tweeted about this at G Myers World. You guys can go ahead and follow me there. And also, you guys can tweet out hashtag salute to service. For every time that's tweeted out, the NFL is going to give $5 to our veterans. I really hope that they actually give them that money because we should support our troops in the USA. As far as anybody else in other countries, you should also support your troops as well. These guys and women go out to do a lot of sacrifice for us. So I just wanted to put a note on that. During this Vikings game, I realized that the Lions' O-line don't exist. You guys know what I'm talking about? They literally were not really out there today. They gave up 10 sacks. Let me tell you something, bro. I don't care what, there is no excuse for NFL athletes at the O-line position to give up 10 sacks. Now, Matthew Stafford did that dumb play where he tried to pitch it to the running back behind him, and, Danielle Hunter took care of business. That was a great signing, by the way. Excuse me, a lot of you guys on the internet, on Twitter, when Daniel Hunter was signed, I don't think people realize how young he is, and the Vikings knew they had something special in him. And the dude's a stud. He's going to be a dominant player in this league for a very, very long time, but 10 sacks is just too much. The Lions are just horrendous. They are just seriously horrendous, and, overall, I'm still trying to figure out why they traded Golden Tate. I can't really figure, does Coach Pencil think he's Bill Belichick? I don't know what he's doing. You don't have Tom Brady, so you can't just do whatever you want. Matthew Stafford is an underachiever. This is a guy that had arguably one of the top wide receivers ever to play in Calvin Johnson, and didn't he go 0-16 with him? I don't want to get into that. Bottom line is Kirk Cousins, a.k.a. First Cousins, he definitely went out there and balled today. Pretty good game, both sides of the ball for the Vikings. I don't know about the North, though. We got to wait to see how that works out with them in Green Bay, but we'll see what happens with that. The Falcons and the Redskins. Julio Jones finally got a touchdown. And the one thing that I like about Julio is that he's more or less a guy that's more of a team player. I saw this guy do a lot of lead blocking. I saw him do a lot of things and get involved in the game in other ways other than scoring for the Falcons. The Redskins completely, they just got manhandled. They tried to fight a little bit in the second half, but it was way too late. Neither one of these teams I expect, the NFC East might be still up for grabs with the Redskins, but the Falcons, I don't expect them to come out of the South. I think the Panthers will probably take care of that, but we never know with the, not the Panthers, I mean the Saints, excuse me, I'm sorry. I think the Saints are the toughest team, which is, we're going to get to that later on in the video about them beating on the LA Rams, but ultimately, the Falcons look good, man, and that's all you can really ask for. Telvin Coleman's pretty fast, by the way. Texas and the Broncos, this last-second field goal, McManus, bro, that dude sucks because this game should have been won by the Broncos. You should be able to make a 51-yarder. I think that's what it was. The Texans, they played very, very well defensively, but when you look at overall J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney, it was late in the fourth quarter when they finally got a sack, which I was very, very amazed about. Just looking at it. I will say this about Case Keenum, though. He's a terrible quarterback certain times, but it wasn't all his fault in this game. I think, he's a journeyman, bro. Like, you're going to get what you're going to get. It's a reason why he's a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You're going to get some ups, you're going to get some downs, but you're not going to get a franchise QB, and that's not what Case Keenum is. I'll be very, very surprised to see him back with the Broncos next season, and I'm not hating on Case Keenum, and, there was a reason that the Vikings got rid of him and brought in, First Cousins. It's just something about him. Like, when you really need him to make a play, he's not going to make that play. And that's a knock that a lot of people have had on him while he's been a journeyman in the NFL. Like, can he win you some games? Absolutely. But I don't think that he's that next level guy. You know what I'm saying? So, going forward, we're going to have to see how it's going to hash out. But they got rid of Demaryius Thomas. And that's a matter of fact, that's what he was playing for, the Texans, right? I think that's where did Demaryius Thomas go? Did he go there? I don't remember where he went, bro. No, he wasn't on there. He's on another team. I can't even remember where he went. I just know they got rid of him, but it doesn't really matter. The Broncos lost. Steelers and the Ravens. This game was very, very interesting because the Ravens, I think Joe Flacco hates Lamar Jackson. I think he hates Lamar Jackson, man. I'm not sure exactly why he hates him, but when they did that play where he motioned to the right, he was wide open by himself. If you look at that play, Joe Flacco didn't even look to his direction. Now, I'm pretty sure that that's a design play call where in certain instances you're supposed to look at that guy because he's the guy. It's a trick play. You got a quarterback out there running a route. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even look over there. And then throughout the game, it looks like he was very, very upset with a lot of things that were going on, primarily having to get out and go back into the game. Now, let me say this about Joe Flacco. I understand that can be very, very annoying, but if you were really, really good at your job, they wouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you end it. You become good at your job. Like, when you go out there and you do those throws that you do, like, bro, you just do whatever you want, that creates an issue where people start to look for other ways to try to win. It's only natural that the team is going to try to find out other ways to be, explosive because, would it happen? I think they did it with Tim Tebow when they were trying out a little bit with the Patriots. I think it's like the preseason or whatever. But ultimately, if you're a good quarterback, you're not going to have to leave out of the game to come in for one-trick ponies. Like, that's just not going to happen. So Flacco needs to step it up a little bit, and maybe things will change. The Steelers, Big Ben showed me a lot today, man. As much as we want to knock Big Ben about just being an idiot in some cases, Big Ben is still a top 5 quarterback. I would top 5. I guess you could say he's top 5. I'd have to go through my list, but I would say, yeah, he's a pretty good quarterback. He's definitely a pretty good quarterback. He could take punishment. Juju Smith-Schuster did get, a little nicked. He came back in the game. Antonio Brown, he's had at least a TD in 6 straight games, so he's doing all right. I don't think he's going to be on Facebook Live being an idiot. So that's pretty good for them. The Bears and the Bills. Let me just say this really quickly. The Bills suck. All right, I just want to start there so that now we can actually elevate from that point. The Bears defense is really out there putting in a lot of work. Roquan Smith, that dude's a monster, bro. I could see why he held out. That dude's going to be pretty good. I think that's his name, the rookie that held out throughout the earlier in the season because of all these contract stipulations. That defense is loaded, man. The Bears is loaded, and that's another team in the North that, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with it. The Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, like, that's gonna be some serious that's gonna be worth the price of admission, bro. Let me know what you guys think about that. The NFC North about to be straight lit, especially with the fact that you got Rodgers and Brady squaring off Sunday Night Football on November 4th, 2018. It's gonna be a very, very exciting finish in the NFC North. Looking at the Buccaneers and the Panthers, let me just say this about the Panthers. When Cam Newton can play like this, you know what I'm saying? When he can play like that, bro, this team is very, very tough to beat. And that's why I'm so scared of the South, because I really, really like the Saints because of Drew Brees, and I think that Drew Brees is the better quarterback throwing the ball. All-purpose quarterback, Cam Newton is better. Obviously, he could pick up, yards with his legs, even though we saw Drew Brees scramble for, first down in that game when they just beat on the Rams. But if Cam Newton plays like this, man, these dudes put up a franchise record 35 first half points. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is going to be a very, very exciting end, possibly to the NFL season, probably of, for the last 10 years, I would say. It's going to be so many divisions where it's going to be like, yo, man, that other team could have won everything. Yo, that team could have won everything. And it's just going to be exciting. I just can't wait for it. But the Buccaneers, we all know that we don't expect them to do anything. Like, they roared back later on in the game, but Fitzpatrick, is going to be Fitzpatrick. He's going to throw picks. He's like a rock star version of Jameis Winston. He's going to throw the picks, but he's going to come out there and he's going to make some plays. He's going to be like, oh, okay, I like that guy again. But ultimately, he's going to stink up the joint. And that's pretty much what he did for the most part. Like I said, they did roar back late in the game, but they were very, very disgusting for a while throughout the game. The Panthers defensively, if they're able to make some plays, they are going to be one of the most dangerous teams to play in the playoffs. Trust me when I tell you that. And I know you guys are saying that too. They're going to be very, very difficult to beat. The Chiefs and the Browns. Patrick Mahomes, man. This dude right here, man, 300 plus passing yards in 8 straight games. Are you sick? Is this guy, bro, listen, let me give the Browns credit, though. They just fired Hugh Jackson and the other idiot that was the coordinator, whoever that guy was. And, coming into this game, they played it very, very close going into the half. You got to give them a lot of credit for it. Ultimately, every Browns fan knew that they were going to lose this game, but they started with a lot of heart. They made it a little bit more difficult. Kareem Hunt is a real stud in this game. And how funny is it that Kelsey and Hunt are Ohio natives? And they were so excited to be there to beat on the Browns. That's hilarious to me because in one way, the Browns actually got a win. You got 2 hometown kids that came back and just straight dominated. And it's a dream for a lot of these people, well, I would assume for everyone to make it to the NFL, but to shine like this on a day like this is very, very huge. And I think that it was very, very special to be able to see that, for the Browns and, as far as the Chiefs go. As far as the Browns go, I don't think that their schedule is very friendly. So a lot of people are going to be very, very hesitant to continue to hype around Baker Mayfield because he's going to have some very, very bad games coming up going forward. I just want to point that out. Do I still think he's a really, really good player? Yes, but this whole situation, the way the year started off with Hugh Jackson being an idiot and not starting him, to now he got nicked a little bit, came back. I don't like their chances, man, but the Chiefs are rolling. They are a dangerous team. Jumping right into the Chargers and the Seahawks, this game came down to one final play in which a wide receiver couldn't do his job and catch the ball. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Russell Wilson delivered that ball. I know it got tipped or sort of like tipped. When I was watching it, it looked like it was tipped. I can't really, I would have to slow it down on my TV and see exactly what happened. But the ball touched his hands. You got to make that catch. I don't really care about anything, bro. That's the game in your hands right there. And, the only thing the Seahawks won today was a TD celebration. That was it. But ultimately, if you don't win the game, the TD celebration doesn't mean anything. Because now when they show it on ESPN, it doesn't really matter. You lost. You know what I'm saying? The Chargers, Melvin Gordon, 16 carries, 113 yards in the TD. He's secretly one of the most underrated running backs in the league. When you talk about running backs, I very, very rarely hear Melvin Gordon's name brought up. And I'm starting to try to figure out why. When I bring his name up, they're like, yeah, he all right. But you got Gurley, you got what's the other dude's name? Alvin Kamara. And those guys are great. Alvin Kamara is a stud. We're going to get to him in a second. But Melvin Gordon is up there, bro. Phillip Rivers out there handling his business. The Chargers look good. Derwin James, I think he led with the shoulder on that penalty. I'm going to leave it at that. Big win for the Chargers. That's another team that's, bro, it's going to be, well, the Raiders suck in that division, so we ain't got to really worry about much. But the Chargers are going to be something to worry about in the playoffs. Rams and the Saints. Now, this was a very, very exciting game. 80 points scored. Unbelievable first half of the Saints. The Rams came roaring back. But guess what it was all about? The better quarterback. And Goff is, unfortunately not the better quarterback. And that's what it came down to. That's what the NFL is right now. The better quarterback usually always wins. Michael Thomas, I love that celebration. He tried to relive that. He tried to relive the dude's the cell phone celebration from 2002 or something like that. But it doesn't really matter about all that, bro. Michael Thomas had 211 receiving yards, bro. How do you have that many yards? Who had him in fantasy? Write it in the comments, bro. You guys made some money. If you guys would doing draft, DraftKings or whatever they do with the gambling sites, you guys were just outright balling. But I love the way the Saints looked overall. Obviously, the Rams are a very, very good team. They're gonna make a push, but it all came down to Marcus Peters messing up on that one play, bro, where Michael Thomas burnt him over the top. If that doesn't happen, I think it's a much closer game, and it's more of a nail-biter situation. But ultimately, the Saints have now claimed the best team in the NFC. It's nothing you got to beat the best to be the best. And the Rams were the last undefeated team. It's all over. It was all a dream. Biggie Smalls, rest in peace. It's over, man. The Saints right now are the best team in the NFC. For more NFL recaps, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, G Mize World Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get ready to watch this Patriots and Green Bay Packers game. Until next time, one love.